Welcome to Tastemakers. I'm Lisa Mateo. From the hottest restaurants to local dives, celebrities always know where to eat, and here's your chance to join them. Come along for the ride as our guests share their favorite meal and the chefs that make them teach you the recipe. That's all part of Tastemakers, your reservation to food and fame. Some people are considered giants, and some people are giants. The Big Blue Wrecking Crew's Leonard Marshall is one of football's greats from one of football's greatest teams, and he has 2 Super Bowl rings to prove it. Life after the NFL has been just as rewarding for number 70, as he spent time as an entrepreneur, coach, writer, teacher, and philanthropist. Join me in the Red Zone as we talk football fame and food with this giant among giants, and you'll see how beyond the gridiron, Leonard Marshall is a tastemaker. Leonard Marshall!
How are you, Lisa?
Well. How are you?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
I'm good. Where are we going to eat today?
Babalu in the Bronx.
Babalu?
We're going to eat some tasty churrasco and mixed grill with seafood and churrasco steak and pork and chicken, and we're gonna love it.
I've been waiting for this.
The culture, the scene, the Latin influence, the way they cook. It's so much like Louisiana in that you have that Creole Afrocentric flavor just running through everything that they do. When I came in from Louisiana, they were making a joke out of me. They were saying, you know, okay, we're gonna call him the fat kid from Louisiana.
No.
So I got picked on as a rookie. My second season, I was set out to make all these people shut up, take notice of my football ability versus my eating habits.
But you certainly shut them up. 2 Super Bowl rings?
2 Super Bowl rings.
Now I'm a 2.
3 Pro Bowls, 3 MVPs on the Giants, Defensive Lineman of the Year, twice.
You're going through those last seconds on the clock. You're now a Super Bowl champion. What goes through your head at that point?
I'm picturing myself going, is this really me? It's really happening to me? Small town kid from town of 750 people, Franklin, Louisiana, to this? Unheard of. And I'm still living the dream.
That famous hit against Joe Montana. You were knocked down, but you had this determination.
To get up off the ground, and same mark of a champion, to be able to get up one more time and you could be knocked down. Same thing that drove Ali, the same thing that drove Earl of Pearl Monroe, Willis Reed when the Knicks were going for their championship and he was injured. Same thing that makes an athlete who he is that thing inside, that little man inside that tells you, you got more fight in you. Bring out the beast in you and let the beast speak for itself.
Now, what do you consider some of your defining moments?
To make a difference in the lives of people, and especially, fans, and, all the kids that I touched as a philanthropic guy. As a guy knowing that I was given a special skill, a special skill set, and I'm blessed. I'm touched by an angel, and I'm still living that dream.
And you're doing it through your book, When the Cheering Stops. Why is this such an important part for you, this book?
I saw a lot of fallen comrades that were in need. When I saw the situation with Walter Payton, Reggie White, Reggie Roby, David Little, Ted Johnson, Andre Waters, my teammate Dave Durson, and now with Junior Seau, someone had to be a voice of reason. I hope I'm able to help make the fans aware of what players' lives are like when they leave the game of pro football, when the cheering stops. The players are going to change. The numbers on the back of those players are going to change. But it's what that player did for that organization that should be held in the highest of esteem. Biggest thing that a player needs when he leaves the game of pro football is health insurance. I think a player should get health insurance for the rest of his life. Players have what's called existing injuries from pro football, and the insurance company doesn't want to take the risk of insuring that guy because the risk is so high.
Right.
So if the league did something to help those players in their transition by giving them health insurance for the rest of their lives, that's a good start.
And you also do a summer camp for kids. You help with scholarships.
I'm still involved with offense, defense, football camps, and just helping develop young people and helping young people do things that are positive.
Would you consider those your defining moments off the field?
Without a doubt. The year that I coached at Hudson Catholic, I met kids that meant something to me. Those players still call me today.
Talk to me about the NFL when you played, when you had quarterbacks running for their lives, and how it is now. How has it changed?
Quarterbacks now, they're more protected. The game is now going to change even more because now they're trying to teach you different techniques to tackle now. You know, you can't lead with your head anymore. Most of these secondary players, they aren't big guys, and they use their head to lead to stop you. This NFL player now is spoiled compared to players in my era. There's 14 days of contact in the season, 10 days of contact in training camp. Hell, Bill Parcells, if we could practice 3 times a day full contact in training camp, he would have did it.
The Super Bowl is going to be played at Giant Stadium coming up. That's huge.
Oh, I'm
How
excited.
great would that be
I'm excited.
if the Giants could be there?
It'd be real. For 2 Giant fans, it could be real big. I'll tell you why.
So what's it going to take for the team to get there?
A stance at training camp that this is in our backyard. There's a reason why it's in our backyard. We're the chosen one. We need to be there. They need to put that chip on their shoulder when they go into training camp. They need to make a amend with themselves that no matter what we do this year, nothing will be acceptable unless we are one of the 2 teams in the Super Bowl. And if they take that attitude, I think they have a good shot.
How would you define teamwork?
Together, everyone achieving more.
How about me and you team up, dig into some churrasco?
Why not?
Let's
do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go do it. ¿Qué pasó, amigo?
I heard you were coming.
Yeah, man. Look, I wanted to bring my girl Lisa here to try your food out.
How are you? Nice to meet you.
I've been
Pleasure.
telling her about the flavor and that mixed grill, man. I told her she got to try it.
Is somebody gonna cook or we just gonna eat?
I think she's gonna
That's
cook.
me.
gonna cook.
Yes.
I'm gonna love watching this.
You're gonna teach me? Let's go to the kitchen. All right.
Promise. Come
Let's
on
do
in.
it.
Chef Alex, Leonard Marshall talks about this mixed grill. What exactly is it?
Well, it's a great dish. It's originally from Argentina, and it's only supposed to be grilled meats. Over there, they do, of course, offal all the brains, the sweetbreads, all that kind of stuff also goes in there.
The brains.
But we are doing a a lighter version of it,
Okay.
and we also adding some seafood to it, and we make it a more criollo style, which is that Creole flavor that he likes so much. That's what he enjoys about coming here. All the flavors that are similar to New Orleans. And to do that, really what we do, we have this marination. This is parsley, cilantro, of course garlic, salt, a little bit of pepper, olive oil. We even do our fish with this too. So
so use the same,
everything,
huh?
yeah. Lightly on the marination because it has a little bit of oil, so we don't want it to light up on fire, and then you get that smoky flavor on it. Everything gets seasoned with that. On the bottom of the mixed grill, to avoid it from burning, because the grill itself is cooking while it's at the table. So we're gonna add a little bit of tomatoes and onions and a little bit of olive oil, and that's gonna stew on the bottom while the juices from the meats cooks with it. It's quite delicious. He's right, it is a great dish.
It is a great dish, and you come out of here full and happy. So show me how we get started.
We're gonna season it nice with some salt and pepper. And remember, we have a lot of stuff on that marinade already. We have the garlic, the cilantro is in there. It's very simple cooking. It's about the marinades and also, you know, something that people tend to forget too, about a hot surface. This is it's called a plancha. It's a very simple flat top, and then we cook everything in here. It creates great flavor, and we just kind of like lay it there nicely. Then we're gonna do the seafood. Our seafood goes in. And then we're just gonna cook it a little bit differently because everything cooks different times.
Right.
But again, just all about marinations, hot surfaces, these great fresh scallops. And then we also gonna cook what's gonna be the bottom of our mixed grill, which is all these onions, peppers and onions. That's gonna go right in there. Again, lots of flavor. And then we're just gonna let that cook for a little bit. And you should have a great meal today. Everything cooks really fast, quite, you know, lots of flavor. You saw that I didn't even add oil to it. It's just all about high heat. And then we cook in the bottom, again, also in high heat, all these onions and tomatoes. You're in for a treat.
I love it. All right, you're gonna finish up here?
I'm gonna finish up.
I'll head back.
All
I'll see
right.
you in a little bit.
Take care.
Chef Alex, this is a lot more than we've just made in the kitchen. I mean, look at this spread. This is like a tour of Latin America.
Representing Argentina with the mixed grill, which is traditionally done only with meat, but we went ahead and we added a little bit of seafood to that. And then we have a little bit of Puerto Rico. I wanted to show you the piñones platter, which is one of Leonard's favorite too. And it's a combination of all these great fritters that they do in Puerto Rico. This area is called Loíza. Then we have empanadas, which are, those are a little bit very well known. These are called sorullos, a sweet corn fritter. Tostones, these are the green plantains. And this is white rice and red beans. That's a staple of all Latin American cooking.
What do you love about Spanish food?
The seasoning, the spices, everything that Creole and Cajun cuisine has. In Louisiana, we cook the same way. Everything is seasoned. Everything is creamy and rich, and just like the sauces you see here. So that's what made me flip when I tried this dish. The flavor just jumped out.
Can you hook up one of those alcapurrias on here?
Alcapurria, of course.
I don't blame you on that one.
It sounds like you know what you have
blame you
already.
on that one.
I won't have to be explaining too much. The main course, which is what we were making in the kitchen before, is called mixed grill or parrillada in Spanish. Some great steaks, chicken, a little bit of pork, chorizo, which is a Spanish sausage that is flavored with paprika and a little bit of spice. And then we add a little bit of seafood. You can have them. I know you like it mixed.
I like it mixed. I like it mixed seafood and steak, pork and chicken, and a little bit of sausage, a little chorizo.
And then on the bottom, we put these onions and tomato.
And that's what does it. Mwah.
It's the sauce that you like.
It's the sauce, it's the flavor from the onions, the seasoning, the sofrito, the whole combination of what goes into making this dish what it is, the garlic, everything.
Your recipes, do they come from family tradition?
Everybody's so passionate about the family and their traditions, and so I kind of always have to put it as my version of it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't make that better than my grandmother. Are you kidding me? You can't make that better than my grandmother. You can't do that like my grandmother. You should try this pork.
I know. I'm on the steak right now. Chef, you gotta dig in.
Let me do some eating. We do these two sauces. This is a chimichurri, like I explained to you before. This is kind of my version of a red version of it. But this green one is the traditional one. This one goes great with meat.
And this one's more for seafood?
This one is more for seafood.
Look how big these are.
Butter, like butter too. That's a secret sauce right
These
there.
have been stewing. These onions and tomatoes have been stewing in the dish because the dish itself is still cooking.
I don't know where to go next.
And to wash it down, you got this coconut mojito.
Yes, coconut mojito. I've never had coconut. Is that one of your signature drinks here?
It is one of our signature drinks.
When you're home, Leonard, do you cook in the kitchen?
I cook a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you make?
We cook a little bit.
I
make a little bit of everything. I got a little bit of, I got a little bit of the Cajun thing going on. I make jambalaya, pralines for dessert. I make an Italian dish with chicken, sausage, peppers, and potatoes and onions, with breadcrumbs and a little bit of grated cheese in it.
Wow, Leonard Marshall, the chef.
Last night we made cavatelli with broccoli, or broccoli rabe, and sausage, sauteed. And we mix all three together. We sometimes will put chicken or pork chops on side of it, either grilled or roasted, and it's on the money, kid. On the money.
Are you a showman in the kitchen, or you cook quietly and concentrate?
I hide my secrets from her. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I will not let her see what I do. I will not let her see what I do. She'll even tell you. He hides his secrets because I got tricks. Like last weekend, we made gravy at home. Everybody else calls it sauce. Italians call it gravy. So
you threw him off guard.
My stepson came in and he said, Mom, this gravy tastes a little bit different. I said, yeah, I know it does. I know it does.
Chef, talk to me about the concept behind the restaurant. The name, first of all. Big tradition there.
It's music inspired, it's Cuban inspired. Me and my partner, through a foundation that he has, it's called the Christian Rivera Foundation, and we do a lot of work for a brain tumor disease that goes into childs and only allows them to live for a year or so. It's called DIPG. And then it's quite an honor to be on the foundation, and that's how we ended up doing this.
Now, who's the we? Who's the name that you?
John Rivera is my partner. And
John
Gungi Rivera. He used to be a DJ, and then
that's how I know. Wow.
So that's how we ended up being here because of the foundation. We both work together, and the place itself came from kind of what we do with the cooking that I do, the music that he loves, and that's kind of how everything came along. And then when we wanted to do the food, even though the neighborhood itself, we're in Tronex, is mostly Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, but we like to showcase the whole Latin American food. So we just grab a little bit from every cuisine, and we came up with something great.
Guys, let's lift up our coconut mojitos. Leonard, you sure know how to tackle a meal.
Thank you, kiddo.
That's right.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you for coming, guys.